It is Wednesday morning, and before we go to work, we're gonna make a little beef jerky in our Emeril Lagasse air fryer 360 oven. It's a quite a simple process. We're going to just pretty simple ingredients. So we're gonna get some meat, a lean cut of meat, preferably round. We're gonna have some soy sauce. My preference, we're gonna have a little SIRACHA and some freshly ground pepper. So that's all you're really gonna need to make great tasting beef jerky in your Emeril Lagasse air fryer, which is also a dehydrator. A couple of different functions. You could do dehydration, toast, rotisserie. Anyways, there's a video on this air fryer. So let's get started. All right, so what you want to do is take your beef round, and I got mine from Costco, as you could purchase quite a bit of meat there for fairly inexpensive. Take a sharp knife and cut it in pretty thin strips. So the strips should be, well, really to your preference, but the thickness should be about that. You could leave this little end fat cap off there. You could take it off, or you could take it off later. You could take it off now. I'm going to take mine off now. So if you have a couple of baskets, you could obviously make more than I could. I'm only going to make one basket full right now. So just go ahead and cut as much meat as you could fit flatly on a basket in your Emeril Lagasse air fryer, because you definitely don't want to stack these on top of each other. So let's see how many I could fit on mine. We'll take the basket out and just kind of do a test. So just stick them in there. All right, looks like about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like about 8 pieces fit in here fairly nice and comfortably. All right, so now let's make the actual seasoning. So we're gonna take a regular plastic bag. We're gonna put all our meat in there. Get a gallon freezer bag, put all the meat inside. All right, then you're going to add enough soy sauce that it coats all of the meat. So just add enough that you could basically coat all of the meat, and then when you mix it up, most of it will be absorbed into the meat. Add your pepper. Add as much SIRACHA sauce as you'd like, the spice as you think you can deal with. All right, then lock the bag up and mix it up. This is what it looks like. So you don't have an excessive amount of soy sauce, but you have just enough that it's sloshing in at the bottom. And you're gonna basically mix this around really nice to get all the ingredients coated onto the meat. All right, and then we're gonna let it stand for a total of 15 minutes. Come in every 3 or 4 minutes and doing a little bit of a flip so that all of it gets coated. Okay, so let it stand for about a total of 15 minutes, flipping it around 3 times. Okay. All right, so we'll be back in 15. All right, guys and girls, after marinating your beef jerky meat for about 15 minutes, we're gonna wanna take it out and put it in our basket. Just arrange it very nicely in a single layer on your Emeril Lagasse air fryer basket. All right, just like that. We should have absorbed a nice amount of the marinade, which is, again, very simple. You're doing soy sauce, fresh ground pepper, and SIRACHA for a little bit of spice. It's my preference, but you could use really anything you really want for a marinade. You're not restricted to what I'm using. All right, so we got our meat nicely marinated and laid out on the in the basket. We're gonna put it in our air fryer and get it going for about 12 hours on the dehydrate function. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we're gonna take our beef jerky and we're going to stick it in the #1 setting, which is the broil dehydrate. So we're gonna take it and put the tray right on the #1 setting, and spilling everywhere. All right, let's get that cleaned up so you guys can see through the window. All right, once that's in there, we're gonna go up to the dial on the right. We're going to select dehydrate, which is all the way second from the top on the right. Then we're gonna set the temperature for 120 degrees and we're gonna do it for 12 hours. And go ahead and hit start, and voila, your beef jerky is on the way. So we're gonna leave it here for about 12 hours and see how it comes out. I like my beef jerky a little bit crispy. That's my preference. That's why I do it for a little bit longer. You could do it at a higher setting. You could do it at 160 for 6 hours, or you could do it, depending on your preference, play around with it. I like 120 for about 12 hours. So we'll come back in about 12 hours and see how this looks. All right, well, it's been about 12 hours at 120 degrees in the dehydrate mode #1, and we have beef jerky. Voila, beautiful beef jerky. I cut mine a little bit too thick, which you know, I prefer a little bit thinner, but you could do it how you really want to. But let's try it. That's pretty good. That was good beef jerky. Now, what I like to do is grab a plate and a pair of scissors, and cut it into nice little thin strips to make it a little bit easier to eat. Take it out of here, and there we go. All done. Well, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.